Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now be moving on to roll call. President Wadsworth. Here. Vice President Fees is here. Treasurer Self.
Here.
Secretary Emanuele.
Here.
Our Chief Justice Nolan is absent. College Counsel Rossi. Here. Senator Walicki. Here. Senator Guntert. Here. Senator Yella is excused, I believe. Senator Totino. Here. Pro Temp Schnorr. Here. Senator Walters. Here. Senator Miles. Senator Fisher. Here. Our advisor is not here.
Running late.
Will be here. CFB. Here. Wildcat Media. Here. Web.
Here.
Wildcat Esports. Here. Our SAC rep is not here. And ResLife is not here. We will now move on to the approval of minutes and agenda. Do we have any discussion? President Wadsworth, I shared it with you.
Please.
We're holding for technical difficulties.
I would like to entertain a motion to add Bill 2324-XX to the table.
Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Totino. Oh, do we have a so moved? Thank you. So moved by Senator Totino. Do we have a second? Seconded by Senator Fisher. Do we have any discussion on the motion to add a bill to new business? Where in new business would you like this added to, President Wadsworth?
The end of new business.
End of new business. Do we have any discussion on this motion? Seeing no discussion on the motion, all those in favor? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain? That passes 7-0-0. Bill 2324-XX will be added to the agenda. It is being sent out as we speak. Do we have any further discussion for the approval of minutes and agenda for today's meeting? Seeing no further discussion, oh my gosh, today's a day for me. Do all those who approve of the minutes and agenda? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain? The minutes and agenda passed today, 7-0-0. We will now be moving on to announcements. We have no announcements today. We will be moving on to guest speakers. Please welcome Michael Aiello and Michael Bottolato, Assistant Director of Alumni Relations and Career Services Coordinator in that order.
Good afternoon. I almost said good morning. Wow. Thank you all for letting us be here again. Happy spring 2024 semester. So we're excited to have a great semester with all of you and the students beyond throughout the campus. Me and Mike wanted to come today to speak about our Serving Up Knowledge events coming up. We had talked about this last semester, and we have two that are coming up. The first one is January 30th. It's a Tuesday, 12 to 1:30. Food will be included. We're highly recommending registration. Walk-ins are welcome. That is a employer and alumni panel. So we have two alumni coming from AIS. So kind of the NCS cybersecurity world to talk about what it's like working at AIS and some of the knowledge they got from here during their time and obviously mingle and network. So it's a great opportunity for students. Very highly recommend you folks in those fields and your friends as well to join us for that event. The second one that we have is February 6th. That's a Tuesday as well. That'll be 4 to 6 in Kinsella Hall A133. It's Health and Human Services with Oneida County Department of Community and Family Services, and Cayuga Centers as well. So kind of in the health CBH world. So again, if you folks are in those fields, we highly recommend. Food will be provided in there as well. But I'm going to give the mic to Mike to talk a little bit on the importance of those events with those employers coming.
Thanks, Mike. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Thank you for having us again. We're really pleased to be here. So I think the value of these events is twofold. Number one, you get a chance to meet alumni who may have been in your same field, and you get to talk to them about what their experience was like, what to expect upon graduation and going out into the working world, into the career field. And some of it may be very specific information they can share, some of it may be very general. Just how to best be prepared to go out and be a professional. The other is to, if they are someone in your field or this company is in your industry, now you have a chance to network, to make some valuable contacts. And that's a word I always use is network. Who's in your network? How big is your network? How are you using it? So this is a really good opportunity to talk to someone professionally and to learn about what can I expect, how can I prepare, what opportunities are out there. So these alumni are coming back to campus to speak with students. Now, while we say that they're a little bit more focused on certain majors, anyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to attend, just to talk to them, to learn. Registration takes place through Handshake. So if you have any questions, you can come to Career Services. You can go on Engage to look at the event information. But we encourage students to come, talk to our visitors, and ask any questions that they have. Does anyone have any questions for us? Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate the time. Please tell your friends. Feel free to spread the word. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing as guest speakers have been concluded, we will now move on to executive reports. President Wadsworth.
Sorry, I spelled something wrong. Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful semester back. Over the break, I've been incredibly busy working to prepare for the semester ahead. First off, the Regalia form is out now. If you graduated in December or will graduate in June or May, please complete the form to receive your honorary regalia for commencement. All org heads should have received an email with the link to this form. Org heads, please share this with any members of your team. The form is due February 15th to ensure that we have enough time to order these because they are customized. So please get this in by that date. After you apply, everyone will go through a vetting process to ensure that they are eligible to receive regalia via our policies and procedures. Additionally, the executive board and I are getting prepared for this year's Student Recognition Gala, which will take place on April 21st at 5 p.m. at Harts Hill Inn. Transportation is provided, and all members within the student government organization will receive a ticket, as well as org heads. Orgs can choose to pay for the remainder of their members to go, so please email me if that's something that you are interested in doing. Tickets can be picked up beginning April 1st. I have also been working closely with Ava for the elections policy and timelines for the spring semester. I've heard from several students that there's a concern with some of the faculty's syllabi. I don't know what the plural of that is. And syllabi. From faculty syllabi, and that some have included outdated information regarding the accessibility office. I emailed Dr. Russell, the interim provost, and I'm thrilled to say that he was very quick to respond. Not only does he plan to email all faculty today with the new contact information for the accessibility office, but he also took my recommendation of asking faculty to include the video tutorial for Ally, the accessibility feature for Brightspace, into all online classrooms. More information will be shared via the student government regarding these points. I'm also working with Gina Licio, the Director for Undergraduate Admissions, on the Welcome Center renovations for this semester. I've also worked closely with several key stakeholders on campus to work on the esports arena, and we are confident that it will be done and finalized. The space will be finalized by February. I also plan to work with the Student Center Committee for flexible seating in the Student Center and getting that done and purchasing all of those equipment. Other than that, I ask you all to bear with me this semester as I am in the process of completing my capstone and final semester, just like some of you all are as well. I hope we have a great semester together, and I look forward to working with you all again. I yield.
Thank you, President Wadsworth. We will now move on to the Vice President report. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to see all of my friends and colleagues back together in the same room. I've been very busy over the winter break preparing new legislation for the spring semester, and I've also had my hands full with the upcoming executive election. I'm pleased to announce that paperwork for the executive election will be open soon, hopefully sometime in February. I wanted to go over some eligibility requirements for being an executive for those of you who are interested. First, according to the policies and procedures, all executive candidates must have a 2.5 GPA or higher in order to run. Secondly, all candidates must have at least one semester on SUNY Poly's campus or another campus. Executive candidates may not run if they have served 2 prior full terms as an executive member. Executive candidates may not be an executive officer in the SUNY Student Assembly, currently in the SUNY Student Assembly as the executive officer. All executive candidates must submit a candidacy form, headshots, bios, and a signature sheet consisting of at least 75 signatures or more. Additionally, they must announce their intention to run for an executive position at an open forum after paperwork opens. Please be aware that all executive elections are not RA eligible because the position exceeds 8 hours a week. All executive board candidates must be present at the executive board candidate debate, in which all candidates will come to the late night lounge. They will be asked to answer pre-made questions and possibly open forum questions. The election will remain open for at least 1 week or until we hit our 10% voter mark quota, which is in our policies and procedures. To our staff members who are not running for an executive board position, we will be mandating polling hours. All members must be at polling stations for a cumulative 2 hours. Though we will not require referrals this semester, we will be expecting that all SGU members are attentive at their stations. The excessive usage of phones, laptops, or other distracting devices is strictly prohibited and will possibly result in disciplinary action if you're caught multiple times. Last semester, we were able to make our voter quota within 1 week. I expect you all to work just as hard, especially considering now we know that it is all possible to make that quota within the week. We thank you all for your continued support of the student government elections, and I will update you on specific dates once we have made a decision on that. Another friendly reminder to our committee heads: please begin scheduling your community meetings with your members. I ask that you try to have this done by this coming Monday, if possible. Please email me if you have any concerns regarding that. If something is holding you up, let me know. Just email me. We'll get it settled for you. No problem. Also, remember to CC myself and Bailey in all of your doodle poll communications and future committee communications. For our committee heads, please be on the watch for a one-on-one to be scheduled, as our head committee has been dissolved in a prior bill, and we will be moving forward with one-on-ones. And as always, stay funky fresh. I yield. We will now be moving on to our treasurer, Logan Self.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to campus for the spring semester. I hope everyone had a great break and enjoyed their time. This is going to be a very busy budget season for the SGU and orgs. I hope you all are ready for it. Orgs, start compiling a budget that you will bring to the budget committee this year, involving what you will like to have in your budget for the following year. This year, we will also be having clubs come to the committee with budgets as well. So if you can get an idea
That's
of
not passed yet. That bill needs to be passed. Clubs are not currently required. Okay. Okay.
Made me lose my sentence.
Sorry.
Give me a second here. I lost my sentence.
Sorry.
So if you can get an idea of your budget, email me, and I will give you a time to come to the committee with your budget to present it to the committee for review. Asking's not my strong suit, Master Chief.
Alrighty. We will be now moving on to our secretary. We will now move on to our college council. We will now move on to our advisor.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it works. Awesome. Good to see you all. Hopefully you had a nice break. I just have 2 announcements. We got some stuff going on through the CSI office and in collaborations with some other departments, but as you all either know or have heard of, hopefully you'll be participating next Tuesday's Spring Involvements and Career Fair. It's happening next Tuesday right here and also in the Student Center lobby. A lot of different campus partners, but this is a great time for any type of recruitment. Get your eyes on all of our clubs and organizations as they represent SUNY here. So that's next Tuesday, 12 to 2, right here in the Student Center. And then next Thursday, primarily for you seniors, which is a lot of you, I believe, on the board here, we have our 100 Days Kickoff. Myself in the CSI department is collaborating with our Alumni Association, Mike Aiello primarily, who spoke earlier publicly. 100-day celebration kickoff to kind of kick off, okay, starting next Thursday, that's 100 days till commencement right here. It's going to be happening right here in the Student Center. first 42 seniors to register and identify as seniors will get a special gift. We will have other giveaways that night too. Wildcat Media will be providing some awesome music and ambiance for that evening. Also, we have our Sunsetters coffee roasters coming from Connecticut to do some coffee flights for that evening too. So very excited about that because I love my coffee. I yield.
We will now move on to committee reports, student success.
Hello, everyone. I have just recently sent out the doodle poll for our meeting times, so just waiting for my two committee members to answer, and I will let you know the meeting times next week. Thank you.
We will now move on to budget committee.
Give me a second here. Greetings again. The Budget Committee will begin holding meetings started next Tuesday in the SGU conference room from 4 to 5 p.m. weekly. We will be reviewing information shared by CFB during our first meeting. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Have a great day.
We will now move on to class gift.
I sent out a doodle poll earlier this week. I'm still waiting for a couple more responses.
Did you?
Yield.
Okay. We will now move on to the Student Center Advisory Committee.
We will be meeting bi-weekly on Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. Our first meeting will be on January 26th. I yield.
Thank you. We will now move on to wellness and inclusion.
Hello, all. Hope everybody enjoyed their break. We have a bit of a change in our schedule. We're going to be meeting bi-weekly on Mondays now from 11 to 12 in the SU conference room. And there will be a meeting this coming Monday, so if you're able to join, I hope to see you all there.
We will now move on to food. If anybody in that committee has a report from Senator Yella, you may speak your report. Seems there is no report for food, safety, and facilities.
Hi, me again. We also have a slight change in this schedule as well. We're meeting Fridays, also in the conference room from 2:30 to 3. We obviously won't have one this week, but we will pick up next week.
Thank you. And we will move on to Policy Committee. Hello, everyone. Welcome to policy season. Policy Committee will be officially meeting on a weekly basis on Tuesdays from 9 to 10 a.m. in the SGU conference room. This coming Tuesday, we will discuss the impeachment policy. As Logan had mentioned, the CFB policies and procedures changes as it stands. All clubs receive the same amount of money as long as they're within that tier. So all kittens receive $0. I'm trying to remember this. And then all the way up to Wildcat, all Wildcats receive $300. We would like to change that to a budgetary system. I believe we will be discussing that at some point in a CFB meeting. I talked to Zach a little bit about that. As it stands, all your requirements remain the same as the policies and procedures until this change is passed by the Senate and ratified by the President. We will all keep you updated. All of our club members we will keep you very updated on when we decide to make those changes, which is always difficult when change happens, especially when you're trying to maintain a club and your academics. So we will keep you very much in the loop with that. We will also be looking at a new definition for our orgs, just sort of giving a little more structure in our policies and procedures as to what is an org, how do you become an org, and what orgs do for the student body. If you're interested in attending, please email me at F as in Frank, UE, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, E at sunypoly.edu. Thank you. I yield. We will now be moving on to org reports. Webb.
Hi, everyone. So there is not a web representative here this week. First week back, we're getting into the swing of things again. But I am happy to say that this past Monday, we hosted Grocery Bingo for those that were looking to get back into campus, whatever. And so we gave away some awesome prizes, and we had a really good time. So it was a lot of fun. This week, Friday and Saturday, you can go to Rome Cinema and see the new Mean Girls movie for free using your student ID. So same as last semester, we're going to do one every month for our free movie events. This Friday is tomorrow, is the first day of Free Ski Friday. So as always, you can go to Woods Valley, and you can have any 4 hours. I hope that makes sense. You have a 4-hour lift ticket for any point during the day. We have discounted rentals available. However, we do not provide rentals. We also do not provide transportation, but you can go and enjoy the day at the mountain. So that'll be really fun. Next week, like Ben had mentioned, we have the involvement fair. And that night, we also have game night. So it's just a really relaxing night for students to come and play games. We're also going to have Jackbox gaming. So a very, very chill night for students to come and, again, start getting acclimated back into campus. We're also looking at Apocalypse Week and what that will look like. We're very excited about it, and we really think it's gonna be a good one this year. So, as always, if you'd like Webb's help with any events, please email me, and we can definitely get started on that. So, with that, I yield.
We will now be moving on to our club funding board.
Hey everybody, hope you've all had a good break and are ready to get back into the swing of things. I know that this semester is definitely going to be an interesting one. Clubs are looking great. We are asking all clubs to start reserving their spots ASAP for their spring semester events because we want to get those in and make sure that everything goes right. CFB would also like to welcome Ski Club to our newly activated clubs, which makes 31 clubs on campus, and we are also looking at a few new ones to start looking at. As Ben mentioned, there's the 2024 Spring Involvement Fair, which is going to be having a few of our clubs there, some of our partners, and opportunities to get involved in the campus. That will be going on Tuesday, January 23rd in the Student Center lobby from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. For clubs, if you intend to be involved in this fair, get involved in this fair, which we highly recommend, please RSVP by emailing cfb@sunypoly.edu as tables are first come, first serve. Thank you, and drive safe.
Thank you. We will now be moving on to Wildcat Media.
Stay funky fresh. I yield.
Oh my God. I did say it. It's in my report. You can check the you can check the timestamp, Logan. I did say it. I promise. Wildcat Esports.
No report.
Alrighty. Seeing as we have concluded org reports, we will now move on to old business. We have no old business. We will now move on to new business. Senate Bill number 2324-07. Senator Fisher.
Motion to accept bill number 2324-07.
Seeing as this is a committee bill, you will not require a second. You may proceed.
We, the member of the student government at Utica of SUNY Poly, as represented in the Senate, do enact as follows. The purpose of this bill is to amend Part G, SGU, Stipend Policy Article 2, Stipend Allocation.
Do we have any discussion on the bill? Senator Fisher.
I'd like to put forth a motion to change justification bullet number 2 for the reason that it kind of undercuts SGU's. It kind of says that we kind of don't do anything the last 3 weeks, how it's worded.
Do you motion to change or remove?
Change.
Can you please state your change? Senator or Pro Temp Schnorr, or yield, thank you.
Are we continuing with the motion?
Are you continuing with the motion, Pro Temp Schnorr?
Yes, I will be
Okay.
saying what the motion is. The motion to change the bullet 2 under justification from it is unfair for stipended members to be compensated for a period of working time that is 3 weeks or less, especially considering the extent of work done during this time period, to read newly sworn in stipended members receiving compensation for a primarily training focused period of 3 weeks or less is deemed unfair.
Do we have a second to the motion? Seconded by Senator Fisher. Do we have any discussion on the motion? Pro Temp Schnorr.
The justification for that is, just the way it was worded was kind of diminishing what SGU does during those last 3 weeks, and it's not about, this bill is not about SGU as a whole, it's about newly stipended members. So it's just, during that time, not much is going on, but, in the coming semester, newly sworn in members would do great, so.
Thank you.
I
Do we
yield.
have, oh, you said you yield?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any further discussion on this motion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion to amend the second bullet under justification? All those who oppose? And all those who abstain? That motion passes 7-0-0. We will move back into discussion of the bill. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion on Bill number 2324-07, we will not be voting on this, seeing as it is in new business. That concludes discussion on Senate Bill number 2324-07. We will now move into discussion of Bill number 2324-XX, our pro temp.
Motion to accept Senate Bill number 2324-XX.
Do I have a second? Seconded by Senator Totino. You may proceed.
We, the members of the student government at Utica of SUNY Poly, as represented in the Senate, do enact as follows. The purpose of this bill is to change the current election policy to better reflect the values and goals of the student government at Utica.
I will give the senators a minute to look through this. Do I have a motion to recess for 2 minutes? Can I have a so moved? So moved, I have hands up. So moved by Senator Wallachy. Do I have a second? Seconded by Senator Fisher. Does anybody oppose the motion for a 2-minute recess? Alrighty, seeing no opposition, this passes 7-0-0. Your 2-minute timer starts now. Sorry, I totally brain farted. Back into session at 1 o'clock. Media, are we all good with the live stream? Okay, slay. We will now move into discussion of bill number. It's habit. I'm sorry. Bill number 2324-XX. Do we have any discussion on bill number 2324-XX? I am so sorry, guys. That is such a habit of me, and I just.
Do we need another recess?
We do not need another recess. Do we have any discussion on bill number 2324-XX? Seeing no, Senator Guntert.
Why was 2 weeks chosen as
Our president.
So the election process is very lengthy in and of itself, with the debate and the, introducing yourself at the Senate meeting and the paperwork and, the whole thing is very lengthy. And so by doing it in a lengthier process, we're not giving the candidates that are coming in enough time for training. It's just everything is slower that way. Think about in the fall, our senators, because of that 3-week period, we can't start. That's an extra week that we have to wait to start committees, which can slow things down. And then in the spring, it gives the candidates for the executive positions less time for training, less time for transitions. And so this would give the candidates an extra week, which sounds like very little, but it is a lot of training, of sitting in meetings, shadowing, and just overall getting prepared. 1 week we thought was a little bit too short, allow everybody to get prepared, get ready. So we thought 2 weeks was a good in between. I yield.
Do we have any further discussion on the bill? CFB.
So I'm just curious. So while I do agree with this, I'm wondering, since we're going down from 10% to 5%, how many people are we going to need now for 5%? Can I just get almost like a general number?
It's not said anywhere that I can't say it.
It's been confidential in the past, though.
I can give you a roundabout.
Our president.
It would probably be about 140. Okay. So it's still a large number.
Yeah.
I went to the SUNY SA conference, like a lot of you did. And one of the things that I really like learning about is their election policies, because I always think that election policies are so tricky for student governments in general. And I thought this was very common. We are one of the rare schools that actually has a mark.
Yeah.
Binghamton University could get 2 students to vote and they would close their election in 1 week. So I think I don't agree with that. I think that there should be a mark. I also think for our campus, 10% is a lot. I think about the times, and even our largest events on campus, we typically only see about 200 students. So I don't think it's fair to our members. I don't think it's fair to the candidates, and I don't think it's fair to the students. Some students just want to go about their day and not worry about us. And if we're doing a good job, then they want to mind their own business. And I encourage everybody to get involved. That's why we are still requiring polling hours. We aren't doing referrals, but we are going to ensure that all of our members are being active and attentive, and still reaching out to their friends, because we still want to hit that mark and we want to have a goal, but we don't want to just have there be no goal, have there be no student voices in that vote, because there's not 140 people in the student government. So we at least have to go out and talk to some students, the RAs, the other student leaders, because they are the involved students. So, and also quality over quantity. So I yield.
Senator Gunter.
So is this 5% modifying our actual 10% of what we would have reached? Or is this a intermediate stepping stone on the way to 10%? Is this a new goal, or is this changing on a current one?
Our president.
It would be a new rule. So we have, in the last semester and all the semesters before, we have hit that 10% mark. We've never gone below that and closed an election. But this semester, we would go for 5. This is the semester that we focus on getting students. And if we can go beyond that 5%, that is fantastic. And that's something for us to brag about, right? And that we're going out, we're meeting with students. But this would be the first time that we would hit a 5% mark rather than the 10% mark. And I'll yield back to Senator Gunter.
So we're just lowering our threshold?
Yes.
That's all it's going to
Yeah.
do.
Do we have any further discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we will conclude discussion on this bill. Seeing as it is a new business, we will not be voting on it today. We will be moving on to our open forum. Do we have any discussion for open forum today? Do we have discussion for open forum?
Yes.
Okay, Pro Tem Schnorr.
So today was a very monumentous day. Figured out what the over ice button does on a Keurig.
Oh my God.
Say you're brewing a 24-ounce cup of iced coffee. You're going to have 12 ounces of water come out of the Keurig, and the first 6 ounces will be extra hot to ensure a full and complete brew, and the second 6 ounces will be cooler so that you do not melt excessive amounts of ice, but achieve the brew flavor you desire. I figured I would share that with everyone. I think we all look at Keurigs and wonder, what do they even do? That is all.
Our president.
I say that we did not decorum Pro Tem Schnorr because we did get a new Keurig for our office. So on that note, I would also like to announce that our coffee in the student government office is back up and running. So if you would like to go brew a cup of coffee, go to the SGU suite and brew a perfect cup of coffee. Thank you, Pro Tem Schnorr.
For explaining the over ice feature. That is a new feature on our Keurig.
But also, do not quote me on it.
Thank you.
Can't tell what's worse, Slay or the Keurig. We will now move back into open forum. Do we have any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we will move into swear-ins. Do we have any swear-ins today?
Yes, we do.
Coming up.
Oh no, I have to get the oath up. Esports. Hi. Hello. You ready? Yeah. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Hunter McGovern,
Will faithfully uphold the student government at Utica Constitution
will faithfully uphold the student government and Utica Constitution
and carry out the duties of
and carry out the duties of
state organization and position.
esports manager
Perfect. To the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability
and will represent the students of SUNY Poly
and will represent the students of SUNY Poly
in a fair and unbiased manner.
in a fair and unbiased manner.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Seeing as we, sorry, I'm totally blanking. Seeing as we have finished swear-ins, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motioned by Senator Fisher. Do I have a second? Seconded by Senator Wallachy. Do we have any discussion on, what?
Keep on.
Oh. Do we have any discussion on adjournment at this time? Seeing none, does anybody oppose unanimous consent to adjournment? Seeing no opposition, we are adjourned at 1:00.